Thank you very much, and thank you all. Please sit down. Thank you very much. I want to thank Representative Donalds as somebody with a future. I don't know if I'd trade him that future for the age. I'd love to pick up that age. That was a good age, but he's got a tremendous future ahead of him. And a very special thanks to Matthew Charles. I saw him on television the first time when he had so much difficulty trying to get something that he was really entitled to. And I looked at that smile. That smile is infectious, and he's a great gentleman, and we're very proud of him. And I'm very proud of being involved with criminal justice reform and getting it done, getting it passed. And we had a lot of votes that normally wouldn't have gone that way. And they really, they were pushing me, some of them at the end. And we have some of the folks here, Tim Scott, Lindsay, they're here, but I'm going to introduce them in a little while. But we had tremendous help. This was a bipartisan bill. We had a lot of support on both sides. And people that you would have least suspected really helped us a lot. So they've been trying to get this passed for many, many years. But to everyone at the 2020 Bipartisan Justice Center, it's my great privilege to speak with you today and my true honor to receive the Bipartisan Justice Award. I am very, very grateful for that. And it will be at a very high level in the Oval Office, a place called the Oval Office. Have you heard about that? It'll be right in the Oval Office with me. I'm very proud of it. Thank you. I also want to thank everyone from one of our nation's incredible HBCUs. I've been working with them. Benedict College. We know Benedict College. And especially your very dynamic president, Dr. Rosalind Clark Artis. Where is you? Where is Doctor? Where are you? And the outstanding students who are joining us today. You are outstanding and you have a tremendous future. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. We're thrilled to be on your campus and to celebrate all that we have achieved together and to discuss the actions that we're taking to build a future of safety and opportunity and fairness for all Americans. 4 years ago, 20 African-American Republicans and 20 African-American Democrats founded the 2020 Bipartisan Justice Center to advance the cause of criminal justice reform. And I'd heard about it for so long and it was going nowhere. But they all got together. And you fought to fix a broken system. You sought to confront inequality and stop injustice. And you worked to restore hope and optimism where they are really needed the most and where there was very little. With your help, last year we brought the whole country together to achieve a truly momentous milestone. They said it couldn't be done. Past administrations had tried and failed. Some didn't try very hard, I will say that. But they tried and they failed. After years of waiting, we assembled a historic coalition, and it was indeed historic. We had them so liberal you wouldn't believe it, and so conservative you wouldn't believe it. And they got together. I said, how did we do that one? But it was a beautiful thing to watch. It really was. And we rallied activists and faith leaders and law enforcement and lawmakers alike. We worked across party lines very strongly. After all of the work and effort, we passed the bill, and I proudly signed it into law, the most significant criminal justice reform in many generations. We call it the First Step Act. I sort of like the idea of just calling it criminal justice reform. But first step is good because that allows a second step and a third step, and that's okay, because we can go there too. But the First Step Act proved that we can achieve amazing breakthroughs when we come together as a nation and we put the interests of our citizens before the interests of any political party. Since we passed this landmark legislation, 10 states have followed our lead and passed legislation that takes critical steps to advance criminal justice reform at the state level. We gave it a beautiful stepping stone and some states have come and they've really taken it to a level that you'd be very proud of. And it's only because of what we did that they were able to do it legally and in many other ways. So I want to say congratulations to all of the leaders here today from Arizona, Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, Michigan, Nevada, Oklahoma, Oregon, and Tennessee. Congratulations. Great job. Really great job. We're also grateful to all of the mayors, city council members, and state legislators who are fighting for reform in your own communities. I especially want to thank the South Carolina leaders, and I have their names written down. There's so many of them. I'll do this before you, Henry. Is that okay? I want to introduce our great governor. So when I'm up on the debate stage with one of these characters, whoever it may be, and I rattle off a couple of those stats, I don't know how they're going to beat me. They're going to have to be awfully good. They're going to have to be awfully good. More than 2 million Americans have been raised out of poverty, taken out of poverty, lifted out of poverty. For the first time on record, most new hires of prime working age are minorities and women. That's the first time in the history of our country. Minorities and women. Wages are rising fast, and they're rising twice as fast for the lowest income workers than they are for the high wage earners. Proportionately, they're doing the best of all. Women, the best year for employment in 71 years. And soon I think it will be historic. It will be in history. That's a good number. A recent analysis found that middle class income has risen by $5,000, but add to that, it's median household income, add to that $2,000 from the tax cuts, and then $2,000 for energy, because our energy is much cheaper. And when you look at other countries, what we've done with energy, we've become the #1 producer anywhere in the world by far. And so that would be $9,000 per household, median income. Think of that, household median income. Nobody has ever come close. If you go back and you look at the Bush 8 years, it's $400 for 8 years. You go back and you look at the Obama 8 years, it's less than $1,000. And with us, it's $9,000 when you add. Think of that. And that's for 2.5 years. They stopped at 2.5. It's even better now because we're almost up to 3. I don't even know if you folks know that, but think of that statistic. 400 for 8 years, $975 for 8 years, and $9,000 for 2.5 years. I mean, thank you. Thank you. That just came out. That came out in a poll, Moody's, and it just came out in a poll. And you can never take this. They said, I'll win the election practically no matter what. They had 3 different forms of win. And they've been right in every year except for one. You know what the one was? The last one. They got that one wrong. Did you know that, fellas? They got that one wrong. They said we were wrong about 2016. They don't even mention that I happened to be in that election, but they said that was the only one they got wrong. That's okay with me. They're going to get one wrong. That was the one we wanted them to get wrong, right? But those are incredible numbers. Those are numbers that nobody would have believed possible. If I would have said that on the campaign trail, people would have said, you have to be kidding. They would have said the fake news. So you have to be kidding. He's not telling the truth, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it turned out that's far more than we even anticipated. Through our pledge to American workers, more than 360 companies have committed to providing over 14 million training jobs and career opportunities for the American worker. My daughter Ivanka works so hard on that. That's her love. It's her passion. It's incredible. She came to me at the beginning of the administration and she said, I want to help people get jobs, Dad. Their first classes took place in a former plantation mansion. In the 1930s, Benedict students participated in one of the first civil rights campaigns in South Carolina. From the halls of this campus came American pastors and poets, advocates and athletes, innovators, and entrepreneurs. In their courage, their vision, their determination, their wisdom, and their grace, they lifted up the sights of our nation and called America to greatness. They have done an incredible job. This has been an incredible institution. The extraordinary legacy of generations of African American patriots shows us that the heart, spirit, and soul of our nation is always found in our people. You are the source of America's strength, the captains of America's destiny, and the authors of America's future. Now, after decades of bitter disappointments and betrayals from Washington, and you have had the most bitter disappointments, more than anyone, my administration is making a decisive break with the failures of the past. We are taking on the entrenched interests, the corrupt power structures, and the rigged systems of the old status quo. With confidence in our vision, we are putting this nation on a better and brighter path for you, for your families, and for all of our great citizens. We're keeping our promises. We're solving problems, righting wrongs, and boldly confronting injustices wherever and whenever we find them. Through it all, we are honoring our allegiance to the hardworking men and women who sweat and sacrifice make our country run. Together, we are reaffirming the sacred bonds of loyalty and love that unite us together as citizens and patriots and as Americans. We are defending freedom and justice and equality for every man, woman, and child all across our nation. We are fighting to bring opportunity, dignity, and hope to every block, every neighborhood, and every city and town all throughout this magnificent land. Above all, we are putting our faith in the greatness of our people, the grace of our God, and the glorious power of redemption. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.